Hello guys, I'm Paris, the options guy, and welcome to the No BS Trading Podcast. This is episode number 25, and I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you had a good previous week that went by. But if you still did not have a good previous week, you always have a week ahead which you can make better. But anyways, let's just discuss what is going to happen in this week's podcast, because in this week we are going to talk about how the Maharashtra election results came out and how they can affect the markets on Monday and in the week coming forward. Then we are also going to discuss the IPOs that are coming in our markets and the major events that are going to happen next week in the markets. Okay, and then we are also going to discuss how the markets can move in the coming week, especially given the fact that the markets may or may not react to the Maharashtra election results. But yes, without any further delay, let's just start with today's podcast. So starting off with what happened in the previous week, we only had the Maharashtra elections, which were an important event to look forward to. Aside from that, there wasn't really anything important that happened in the previous week. So let's just talk about Maharashtra elections, Maharashtra election results, which came out on Saturday, and that's why you are watching the podcast on Sunday, because I had to cover the results which were going to come out on Saturday. Anyways, the results came out, and BJP led Mahayuti coalition. So the coalition of parties in which BJP was, they won the Maharashtra elections by a huge margin, and by huge margin I mean out of the 288 seats in the Maharashtra assembly, they won 234 seats. Now, some say that it is 235, some say that it is like 2 or 3 seats different, right? So again, doesn't really matter. What we need to understand is that this is a huge victory. I think it is like the biggest victory in the last 50 years for any alliance. So the BJP led Mahayuti alliance, or the Mahayuti coalition, has won the Maharashtra elections by a very big margin, and this is a good thing. At the same time, if you see, Congress led MVA coalition only secured 50 seats. That's it, nothing more than that. So this is a very big win for the BJP, and markets will probably react positively to it. Now, if you remember in the last week's episode, I said that the markets will not really react much if the win that happens for any party is a small win. But this win is a very big win, especially given the fact that in the general elections that happened in June, Congress actually won in Maharashtra. So nobody was really expecting BJP to win in such a big, by such a big margin. And so this is a very, very big win for BJP over here. And that means markets can very well react positively to this news, because again, if BJP is winning, that means BJP is strengthening its position, its political position, and its political power in the country, which means there will be more political stability in the country. And this is always a good thing for the markets. So the markets can very well react positively to this news on Monday at the opening itself. Okay. So again, a very good win by BJP over there. So markets, as I said, can react positively, but you need to keep one thing in mind, is that even though markets will react positively, we can turn around from there also. Okay, because already on Friday, Nifty was up 2.5%. So somebody, as I say, that it's not that you are the first person who will know the news. There are a lot of people who already get the news even before it hits the general public. So some of it might have gotten discounted on Friday itself, because Nifty moving up 2.5% in a single day is not really very usual. Okay, so still markets can, most probably markets will open with a gap up, a good gap up. But anyways, what we need to look out for is how is the price action after opening with the gap up, because that will be the more important thing to look out for. Anyways, we will talk about that in the market analysis part of the episode, not right now. But yes, that was the only important thing that happened in the previous week. Now let's move on to the important events that you should look forward to in the next week. So the next week we only have one important event that you can look forward to, and that is the Federal Open Market Committee meeting minutes, the FOMC meeting minutes, that will happen on Tuesday in the night. Okay, in our Indian Standard Time, it will happen at 12:30 a.m. On Wednesday actually, but yes, you can say after Tuesday's closing of our markets, that will happen. So think about it if you're taking any sort of overnight positions on Tuesday. But anyways, FOMC meeting minutes, what I want you to keep an eye out for in these meeting minutes is any sort of commentary on inflation, especially after the fact that 2 weeks ago inflation came out very bad, right? So that's why it is very important to understand what the Fed thinks about how the inflation will go on in the coming few months, because markets will be eager to be looking out for any sort of commentary that the Fed gives, because again, if the Fed thinks that the inflation is getting a little bit out of control, or if the inflation data was disappointing, then you very well can see a good correction in the US markets and subsequently in our markets also. So yes, that is the only event that is important for the next week. Aside from that, I don't think there is anything which will really affect the markets very much in the next week. So what you will need to look out for is, one thing is that Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is almost at $1 lakh over here, $100,000. It has taken a little bit of resistance from over here as of Saturday night Indian Standard Time. It has taken a little bit of resistance, but yes, look out for Bitcoin, because there might be a bit of news flow going on in the Bitcoin side. But anyways, even then, there is nothing to look forward to in that sense also, or in that segment, or in the crypto market also, nothing to look forward to. All I'm saying is just keep an eye out, because Bitcoin is at a bit of a crucial level. So if you are invested in crypto, or if you trade in crypto and all that stuff, there is a good fair chance that you might see a good amount of news flow coming in the next week, or a good amount of any sort of trading opportunities coming in the next week. Because whenever some sort of an asset is near a good you can say a good level or a crucial level, you get a good amount of opportunities over there, a good amount of trading opportunities over there. So keep an eye out on Bitcoin. Went a little bit off track over here, but yes, that was it for what can happen in the next week. Now let's move on to the IPOs that are coming in the Indian markets for the next week. Now talking about the IPOs that are coming in our markets next week, we have only one IPO, and that has actually already started on Friday. But anyways, we still have time for subscription, and that is the Enviro Infra Engineers IPO. Okay, and the IPO has already started on November 22nd, that is Friday, and now it is going to close on November 26th. So you still have 2 more days left for this Monday and Tuesday for to apply for the IPO, and this is a 650 crore IPO, out of which 572 crores will go to the company, and 77 crores will go to the promoters of the company who are selling their stake. So first of all, let's talk about the major question which might be more interesting for a lot of you people, is that should you apply for this IPO in terms of for listing gains only? Okay, and the answer to that question is just wait until the last day, because right now the gray market premium is skyrocketing, not skyrocketing, but it is going up, and right now it is at 35%, which is good enough. But what I would suggest is that wait till the last date, that is 26th November, and if the gray market premium hovers near 40% until the last day, then you can definitely think about applying in this IPO for listing gains only. Okay, but if the gray market premium dips down near 30%, 32%, then it is better to stay away from the IPO for listing gains, because then there is a risk that the IPO might open flat also, or near flat. So just not worth the risk. So I hope you guys understand what you have to do if you are thinking about applying only for listing gains. But if you're not applying for listing gains, if you want to invest in the company for long term, then how is this company? So we will talk about that in just a second. But let's first understand what the company does actually. What is the business of the company? So the company is engaged in the designing, construction, operation, and maintenance of water and sewage treatment plants. Okay, so water treatment plants, like when industries have to treat their wastewater, right? So so the company makes these treatment plants which can treat these wastewaters and make them safe to discard in other water bodies and all that stuff. It also makes sewage treatment plants and sewerage treatment plants, and these mostly are for government agents slash entities. Okay, government agencies slash entities. So just taking orders for the government bodies of India. Okay, so I hope you guys understand what the company does in a bit of a short, you can say in short what the company does. Okay, so now should you apply to this IPO and how is the company actually? So looking at the financials, first of all, if you see the revenue of the company has skyrocketed in the last 3 years. In FY22, the revenue was only 225 crores. In FY23, the revenue jumped up till 341 crores, and in FY24 the revenue jumped up till 738 crores. And at the same time, profit after tax, if you see, went from 34 crores to 110 crores. An excellent jump in the revenues. And looking at how the financials of the first quarter of FY25 are looking, we can continue to see a good growth in the company, although not like a 2x growth like we saw from FY23 to FY24, but still we can see a good growth in the company's financials going forward also. So overall, in terms of how the company has performed, it is good. But what I want you to understand over here is that the company relies heavily on government contracts. So if the government starts to, stop promoting these types of, or not promoting, but stops funding these types of treatment projects, like waste treatment projects, then it will be a problem for the company. But the government has explicit focus on these waste treatment projects, and it has also released a good amount of, you can say, plans to continue for, with these waste treatment projects, which I actually forgot the name of the one of these schemes that the government has had announced in the previous budget. But yes, the government has an explicit focus, and I think going forward also the government will not stop supporting these types of projects, like waste treatment projects, sewage treatment projects and stuff. So I don't think that will be really a problem. But still, what I want you to look out for if you're investing in the company is stay a little bit updated with what is happening in this whole waste treatment sector of India, right? Or basically this industry, or these companies, right? What is the government doing? What are the government initiatives? Because if the government starts to, just in case, if the government starts to say, okay, you know what, now we are not going to support these types of projects as much, then that will be a problem for the company. So if you are investing, one thing you should keep in mind is that you be a little bit updated with what is happening in this whole industry in which the company operates, right? But aside from that, if you see, one thing which is very good is that even after having such a good growth that the company has shown, the IPO is not priced very heavily at all, very heavily at all, or not very heavily, but very, you can say very expensive at all, right? If you see, I'm gonna tell you a bit about its peers, okay? Like VA Tech Wahbag, it is one of the, you can say, not like complete, like you can say clone of the company in terms of the business model and stuff, but still, VA Tech Wabag has a P of 43, but post IPO this company will have a P of 21. So again, good, in terms of just in terms of PE ratio, the company is still priced actually a bit lower than its competitors also. Now again, as I said, that these competitors are also not like, they don't have an apples to apples comparison, right? They have a bit of differences in their business models also. So but still, at least even taking some idea from these competitors like VA Tech Wabag, the IPO is priced actually in a, priced, the IPO is priced good is what I will say, okay? So overall, a very good company to invest in for the long term. Only thing what I want you to understand is that if you are investing in this company, please be updated with what is happening in this whole sector of water treatment and waste treatment and all that stuff, and how is the government's initiatives in this sector, right? How is the government, what is the government thinking about in this sector, okay? Like what is the government thinking about doing in this sector for the future, okay? Because and as I said, that in the company has very heavy reliance on government contracts, right? So if the government starts to go away, it will lose a very big chunk of its revenue. But as I said, that is also an unlikely scenario to happen at least for the next 3 to 4 years. After that, maybe things might change, but at least for the next 3 to 4 years, it is not really a very likely scenario that will play out. Okay, so overall, a very good company to invest in, and you definitely can invest in this company for the long term. Now let's move on to the market analysis for the next week. Now talking about the market analysis for the next week, if you see Bank Nifty over here moving up 1.9% this week and Nifty moving up 1.6%. Finally, we are seeing some pullback, and as I said, that the crucial levels that I had given in the previous week, if they are not broken, we will definitely see a pullback from here. And if you see Nifty not breaking 23,350 to 400 and seeing a very good pullback on Friday, moving up 2.4%, and Bank Nifty also not breaking 49,600 to 500, not even testing it, and moving up also, moving up alongside with Nifty over here. So now, till where can we see a pullback in the markets? Because definitely in the weekly charts, markets will not continue to move down. Like, there are very low chances that the markets will again make a big red candle like this over here. Okay, that is, like most probably that will not happen over here, right? So probably what can happen is that markets might give a pullback like this over here and then maybe start to move down from here, right? So I hope you guys understand what can happen in the markets over here. So till where can we see a pullback? So let's go into the daily charts and see. For Bank Nifty over here, the major resistance is 52,500 and also 52,000 level. Okay, these two levels are the major resistance for Bank Nifty, till where we can at least see a pullback now. And for Nifty, that level is near 24,400 to 24,500. Okay, this is the level for Nifty. Now the FNO data also, if I cannot show you right now over here, but if we see in the FNO data also, proprietary traders are also in long now. They've squared off their short positions and they've entered into long positions now. So chances are that they will take the market up easy from it. They will not exit their long positions on Monday itself. Most probably they will not exit their long positions on Monday itself, and they will take the market up from here a little bit. And then after that, maybe they might start to make short positions again, because markets have not turned bullish over here. This is just one day of a move on the upside, right? So we will still consider it as a pullback. When will we consider it as some sort of you can say a bullish sign? Is that maybe if markets start to move up very much from here and then give a pullback and start to move. Okay, if that happens, then we will say, okay, you know what, markets are now turning bullish, maybe we might see a new all-time high. But given the fact that Nifty has already moved down so much, it is a bit hard to look at a new all-time high from over here. Okay, anyways, what can we do from here is very simple. Just take a buy on dip stance and take a trade at least till the given levels over here. Go bullish till at least the given levels over here, and then decide what the market can do at those levels after the market has given a pullback. And that we will do only on a daily basis, looking at how the market has moved on a day-to-day basis, right? But what can you do on Monday? Now you need to keep in mind is that Maharashtra election results Maharashtra election results have come out, and they are mostly bullish, right? So markets can very well open with a gap up. Nifty can easily open about 24,000, maybe even near 24,100 easily. And if the markets open with a very big gap up, we will not take a long position very instantly. Okay, please keep this in mind. Don't take a long position instantly, because markets have already moved up so much, right? Nifty has moved from 23,400 to 24,900 in a straight, almost a straight fashion over here. So if the markets are again opening with a gap up, you will not see a very straight move again coming over here. Rather, you will see a bit of volatility in the market. So what you need to look out for is very simple. Just look out for any sort of, a seller trap that is being made. Let's say Nifty makes this low in the first 15-minute candle and then breaks that low over here, right? And then if it is again coming back up and starting to move up, then you guys can go ahead and take a bullish trade over here. If it is again coming back above its 15-minute high, or if it, let's say, makes any sort of a support over here, right? Let's say Nifty opens with a gap up, makes this type of, let's say, support over here, right? Then if Nifty is coming down, breaking this support, and then again coming back up and making higher high above that support, then you can take a bullish trade over here. So I hope you guys understand what you have to do in Nifty. And same thing with Bank Nifty also. Okay, if in Bank Nifty also we open with a gap up near 50 and 600, 400, 500, anywhere over here, right? Don't take a long position instantly. Rather wait for the markets to come down. If the markets give you a gap filling till 50 and 200 to 50 and 1000, then over here just wait for any sort of positive price action to be made and then take a long position. If in Nifty also we open with a, let's say, small gap up near 24,000 itself, then wait for a pullback till 24,900 to 850, right? And over here, if we start seeing any sort of positive price action, then go ahead and take a long position. If the markets are moving down a little bit more, then 23,770 to 23,700, actually this is a big zone. 770 to 700 will be your next support, and from here also markets can start to move up again. So as I said, don't take a long position instantly. If the market opens with a gap up, which looks like most probably will be the scenario on Monday, right? Wait for a pullback and then only go ahead and take a long position. So yeah, that was the market analysis for the next week. So yeah guys, that was it for this week, and thank you very much for watching till the end. I hope you guys really enjoyed the episode, and I hope you guys learned something new from this episode, and I hope I didn't waste your time until the end over here. But yeah, if you have any sort of suggestions for the podcast, if you want anything added, if you want to see something new in the podcast, do let me know in the comments, or you can also DM me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or anywhere else. But yeah, that was it for this week, and I will see you guys in another week in another episode. Bye bye.